Hello and welcome to the 6th vlog from my trip, where it's brought me back here to the beautiful Disneyland Paris. The beauty of owning an annual pass to this park is that I'm making lots of different visits to all the different seasons throughout the year, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing loads more changes since I was last here back in February. I'm not too fussed about doing loads and loads of attractions, to be honest, but my main draw of coming to Disneyland Paris during this trip was of course to ride Phantom Manor. It has reopened after a long refurbishment. I'm going to head there first here in Disneyland Park, so I'll talk more about that in just a few moments time. Along with that as well, there's no actual season taking place in Disneyland Park at the moment. It's just normal Disneyland Park. There's no extra entertainment or decorations or anything like that, so it'd be quite nice just to see Main Street and Central Plaza without anything extra going on. It's been a while since I've seen that actually, because I came here at Christmas. Obviously it was all decked out for the season. Last time I was here it was Pirates and Princesses, so there was a bit of extra decor around. So yeah, it's normal Disneyland Park now. And also over in Walt Disney Studios, Star Wars has now gone, that season's ended, and it's all about Marvel. There's an epic Marvel stunt show that I've never seen before. It looks really good, lots of special effects and things in there. So I'll be checking that out later on today in this vlog. But anyway, let's head straight through underneath the Disneyland Hotel and into one of my favourite ever theme parks. There's always something so nice about walking onto Main Street USA and seeing all the different vehicles out. That's the beauty of getting in nice and early on the morning, see all the vehicles running around. Obviously they mostly run around in the morning here at Disneyland Paris, because obviously in the afternoon you have the parade that makes its way down Main Street USA. Oh, but it's lovely to be back, especially when it's a bit warmer as well. Say that, it's a bit cloudy today, but it's still got highs of 19 degrees today, so not too bad. Yeah, it's just nice to see it all in normal conditions. If you come at Christmas, you get the absolutely huge Christmas tree that stands right here on Town Square. All this is all decorated. With the Disney parks all around the world, they change the planting for different seasons as well. So we've got like all the spring colours out, and you'll notice that when we go down to Central Plaza down here in just a moment. Absolutely love Main Street USA at all the Disney parks, but there's just something so special about this one here at Disneyland Paris. It's so spacious and so nicely detailed as well. The colours are really nice on all the buildings here as well. Obviously when this park was designed back in 1992, they really thought about all the colours on the building. If you walk down Main Street USA at Walt Disney World, you'll notice how all the colours on the buildings are a lot darker. Here, that was obviously done because it's a lot more sunny there, whereas here, the weather's normally not quite as good, so all the buildings had some much brighter colours painted onto them, just to make it all stand out a lot more. Well, here's the omnibus. I think I can hear the horse and carriage coming up behind me, so I'd better get off the train tracks. Never fails to make me smile walking in and seeing all that transportation on Main Street. Wonderful, loads out today. Anyway, here we are in Central Plaza, and just before we head into Frontierland to go and check out Phantom Manor, just thought I'd show you all this nice planting here. These look beautiful, don't they? All the pink flowers. These are all the steps here as well, what lead up to the stages. They use these for various different seasons. Again, they used this during the Pirates and Princess Festival when I was last here. And yeah, they put all the flowers on there. Very, very pretty, isn't it? Lovely. But yeah, there's no extra entertainment going on at the moment, but that doesn't mean that you haven't got the standard shows, such as Disney Stars on Parade. You've got Illuminations on the castle, which runs every night as well. And the park's actually open until 11 PM. Yeah, we're in that summer run now where the park's open till 11 daily, so that's great, really. It means that I've got lots of time. It might be busy, but I've got lots of time to get plenty of different rides in. Anyway, let's head down here into Frontierland, because I've heard that a certain mansion has reopened. So let's head down here and have a little look. I'm very excited for this. I must say, it feels very strange walking through this queue line again after so long. wow, it's incredible just to be back and queuing up for one of my favourite ever Disney rides. So it closed back in January 2018 for this refurbishment, and it was originally only supposed to take around 6 months or so. However, it got extended, then again, and then again, and then finally on the 3rd of May 2019 the ride officially reopened. And I must say it's great to be back here just a few weeks after that opening to come and check out all of the changes inside the ride. Now in terms of what they've done to it, you may remember when I was here quite a while back now, about a year and a half ago, when all the facade out the front here was all covered in scaffolding and they were working on the exterior. That was like one of the first parts of the project. They completed all that, the scaffolding came down, but it still remained closed for a long time after, whilst they were doing all the changes inside the attraction itself. Absolutely beautifully designed ride. I've always loved it. The soundtrack and the storyline has always really made this ride for me. Very different to the likes of the Haunted Mansion that can be found at various other Disney parks around the world. But that's why I've always loved Phantom Manor, because of those differences. And it's always had this wonderful story. However, they've actually changed the story quite a bit with this refurbishment, as you're going to see as we make our way up into the manor in just a moment. And I must say, I have watched a POV of it. I couldn't stay away from the spoilers. I thought it's going to be a few weeks till I get to ride it. I'm going to have to watch a POV. And from on videos, it looks like the story is now so much clearer. It looks like they've refreshed quite a few of the scenes. They've not done any major scene changes in there in terms of putting anything like brand new in or anything like that. However, they've refreshed certain scenes. They've changed certain different elements in there. And anyway, enough talking about it. I think it's time to make my way into Phantom Manor for this first ride on it since the refurbishment. Over 2 years since I last went on this here at Disneyland Paris. I am excited, and I must say the facade looks absolutely wonderful, and the best thing is it's got a walk-on queue, which is very good. I wasn't expecting that. I thought I might have to wait at least 15-20 minutes, especially with it being the start of the day. But here we go. I'm going to let you enjoy the full experience now of Phantom Manor, including the wonderful pre-show with the stretching room that's also had quite a few changes. You'll notice the changes as soon as we go in. So here we go. I'll see you after the ride. I'm going to share with you now the complete experience of this refurbished Phantom Manor for 2019 here at Disneyland Paris. Let's go. I'm excited.
When hinges creak in doorless chambers, lorsque d'étranges et d'inquiétants bruits se font entendre tout autour, where candlelights flicker though the air is deathly still, c'est que le fantôme des lieux se manifeste. Welcome, curious friends. It is so nice to have guests. Nous sommes ravis de vous accueillir, humbles mortels, dans ce mystérieux manoir. You may not believe it, but beauty once lived in this house. Phantom Manor a connu des jours heureux, mais les temps ont changé. And now, curious souls, come, I have more to show you. Entrez, braves mortels, et visitons ensemble ce fameux manoir.
Our tour begins here, in this gallery, where you gaze upon the sweet innocence of youth.
Kindly step all the way in and make room for everyone.
There's no turning back now.
Ici, vous pouvez admirer les portraits de la sublime maîtresse des lieux et de ses prétendants moins chanceux.
Perhaps you sense a disquieting metamorphosis.
Hélas, les choses ne sont pas toujours ce qu'elles paraissent. Tous les contes n'ont pas de fin heureuse.
It appears everyone is doomed at Phantom Manor.
Even you. And notice this.
This chamber has no windows and no doors, which offers you this chilling challenge to find a way out.
Par ailleurs, il n'y a ni porte, ni fenêtre. Par où sortir? Si vous ne trouvez pas le moyen de vous échapper, le fantôme des lieux se fera un plaisir de vous aider.
marche en montant à bord. Le bal ne pourra commencer que si vous restez toujours assis bien comme un mot. Kindly watch yourself as your board cleans. The party will commence
Ça marche.
Join now the spirits in nuptial doom. A ravishing bride, a vanishing groom. Goblins and ghoulies, creatures of fright, we summon you now to dance through the night. Esprits et fantômes, sur vos fiers esprits,
Great experience there from the fully refurbished Phantom Manor here at Disneyland Paris. I must say, Walt Disney Imagineering have done a fantastic job there, retelling that story and making it much clearer what's going on inside there. The bride, Melanie, has got so much more focus in the attraction, and you notice that at various different stages. And there's just been a lot of subtle changes in some of the areas that have gone a long way in terms of people understanding the storyline to Phantom Manor so much more. It's got a really dark story, this ride, a lot darker than the likes of the Haunted Mansion, about this bride and how she's preparing for a wedding day, and this phantom keeps appearing. And obviously now with the attraction, after this refurbishment, due to changes in the hallway, and of course with all the portraits that move, with the stretching room changes, we now know that that phantom is Henry Ravenswood, and we get all that storyline out throughout the attraction, and it's just so much clearer as to what's going on. Really good to see that original audio has been brought back as well, or most parts of it anyway, mixed in with some French audio. It's really nice how there's a good mix of narration between English and French in there now, right from the start of the experience. That original audio by Vincent Price is wonderful, it really is. So it's nice to hear that back inside the manor. And just overall, it just feels so fresh. They've just changed little bits, and you can tell they've replaced a lot of the animatronics in there in terms of like the Phantom himself. He really just feels like he's moving so much better, and there's a lot more swift movement. Obviously since 1992 when this opened, there's been a lot of advances in technology with animatronics. So yeah, I'm really impressed with that. I think it's absolutely wonderful. It's by far the best version of the Haunted Mansion there is out there, and I'm not going to class Mystic Manor over at Hong Kong Disneyland, because that's a trackless ride and it is very different. But in terms of your tracked rides built by Disney that are based around that whole Haunted Mansion theme, this is definitely the best one. I absolutely love that. I just really like how clear the story is now, and you kind of got bits of it before, but it's just so much easier now to understand. As you go throughout the attraction, you can just see little bits that have been changed, and the audio has always been wonderful in there. Cool. They did actually change some of the audio when you're actually going through one of the main scenes in there. However, that was changed back. A lot of Disneyland Paris fans said, oh no, the audio doesn't work in that scene, so they did change it back, which is good. The piano, that's a little bit different with the music around there. Honestly, like, you can go on for ages just listing off the changes, what they've done. Like I say, there's been no massive scene changes, but it's just a lot of subtle things that have really made the difference, and it's refreshed the attraction to make it absolutely wonderful. Very impressed. Get down here to Disneyland Paris and come and check it out if you've not been on it. I know we've got a lot of American viewers here on the channel. Hi out there to the States. We'll be back over there in a few weeks. But yeah, like, come out here and experience Disneyland Paris. It's very different to Magic Kingdom. Me personally, I do prefer it. It's a very different style layout. The areas are quite spread out, but there's some absolutely wonderful attractions here. And I've just noticed over at Big Thunder Mountain, really like this, the water effect down here is actually working, like the geysers. I've not seen them working for years. I know they had them on last summer, but I didn't visit during the summertime. And before that, they were broke, before the refurbishment that happened a couple of years back. So I've not seen them on for years. So that's nice to see. I'll show you a little shot of those in action. Yeah, how cool is that? Brilliant to see that effect running. I really like that. I'm gonna have a ride on Big Thunder Mountain. So yeah, it's 5 to 11 now, and the standby queue is 40 minutes. Over here, we can pick up a fast pass for 11:30 to 12. So in 35 minutes from now, which is less than the standby queue, to come back and then have a ride on it. So I'm going to pick up a fast pass. All you do is you scan your ticket or annual pass just over here, and then it'll give you a free fast pass. Really good service that they offer at the Disney parks. Doesn't cost anything. Really do believe in this system. So I'm going to pick one of those up. That means I can go over to Adventureland, have a ride on Pirates of the Caribbean, come back and get my perfect time slot. I'll have a ride on Big Thunder Mountain and probably head over to Walt Disney Studios, where there's loads and loads of stuff to talk about over there with all the developments that are happening. But yeah, you can also now do the Super and Ultimate Fast Pass, which is a paid service. However, you know me, I like grabbing a bargain. I still think the free Fast Pass service is absolutely fine to do. It just means with that, you can get as many as you want to, basically, or I'm not 100% sure on how it works exactly. I've not looked too much into it, to be honest, because you know me, if there's a free service available, you may as well use it, and you don't need to. I mean, look at that. Just shows, utilise the Fast Pass system when you come here to Disneyland Paris. It is really worth it. Just the fact you can go and get a ticket. I still really like the old system where you can just grab a ticket, to be honest. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to head over to Pirates of the Caribbean and yeah, go and have a ride on here in the meantime. Here we are then, just a 5-minute wait for Pirates of the Caribbean. Just a little stroll down the queue line, that was really. Down here to the loading area. So I'll share some highlights over the next couple of minutes. Absolutely gorgeous attraction. This was refurbished a couple of years back. It's made it even better. Just love the chilled ambience there is in this station area as well. Really makes you feel like you're outside.
Tales there be aplenty in this passing place.
Montre-nous ces magnifiques bijoux.
En guise de défraiement personnel, je m'octroie cette vol dérisoire.
A wonderful ride there on Pirates of the Caribbean over in Adventureland. An absolutely gorgeous dark ride that again was enhanced a couple of years ago when they added Jack Sparrow and various other elements to the ride. And only a 5-minute wait for it as well. It's not quite as busy as what I was expecting today actually, especially with there being quite a few attractions that are closed at the moment for refurbishment. And as you know, much like all the Disney parks around the world, Disneyland Paris is a 365 days a year operation that open all throughout the year, and that does mean that at certain times of the year they do close attractions for refurbishment. So just thought I'd give you a bit of an update as to what's closed at the end of May 2019, a bit of an idea, because there's actually quite a bit that's closed at the moment. Starting off with Dumbo just behind me here in Fantasyland, and yeah, you can see that the ride's been completely stripped back. We might see a bit more if I go up on the castle and sort of look over from there. But yeah, you can see they put this nice fence all the way around with all the banners on. That's the beauty of when they do construction work in the Disney parks. You either put nice themed like banners up around or a nice wrap around it. And yeah, this is all about Dumbo all around the side, so that's quite nice. Yeah, they took like all the tent canopy, that's all gone off the top of the queue line, all the waiting area. The ride itself has been completely stripped back, however they've started to put it back together now. So yeah, a bit of an update for you with Dumbo. In terms of what else is closed in this park, but yeah, the Disneyland Railroad, that is still closed. They've said that that's going to be shut now until at least August, someone said. That was supposed to be reopened now, so that's a bit of a shame. Probably still due to the works that are going on with the Frontierland Theatre, ready for the Lion King show that launches next month actually, yeah. So I'm looking forward to coming back at some point in the summer. I don't quite know when yet. but to come and see that whilst it's on. Along with that, Buzz Lightyear Laser Blast, that's closed over in Discoveryland. The interactive dart ride, that's currently shut. Autopia, also in Discoveryland, that's closed for refurbishment. So yeah, there's quite a few things, some big e-ticket attractions that are shut in this park at the moment. And yeah, and also it doesn't help when Peter Pan goes down as well. But that is supposed to be open today. It's just got a technical issue at the moment. But just giving you a bit of an update really on what's down at the moment. But like I say, when it is a 365 days a year operation, you're going to come to the parks, there's always going to be something closed. So it's understandable really. It's just a shame if that is one of your favourite attractions that's shut. I've heard quite a few guests walking around the park today a bit gutted about Buzz Lightyear. But the park do make it clear what's going to be closed months in advance on the website. So if you are booking a trip, it's definitely worth looking on the official Disneyland Paris website just so you can get a bit of an idea on what's closed. Anyway, I'm going to make my way over back into Frontierland and go and use that fast pass on Big Thunder Mountain. Off we go on Big Thunder Mountain in the rain. Hey. Woo-hoo. It's just absolutely chucked it down. It's a little bit lighter now than it was. Oh, loving that water. Yeah, everybody got absolutely soaked just. Here we go, round two. Woo! See you on the other side. Bit of a soaker ride there on Big Thunder Mountain. Luckily I didn't go on it whilst it was absolutely chucking it down. I just stood underneath a shelter for a few minutes there and tried to let it pass a bit. Luckily it seems like it was only a passing shower because yeah, like the sun's just peeking back through the clouds again now. And I've left Disneyland Park, making my way over to Walt Disney Studios now because there's so much to talk about in here. Like I said back at the start of the vlog, we've got the whole Marvel season that's in here at the moment. So I'm looking forward to seeing that, including this awesome stunt show that I'm really excited to share some highlights with you all. Along with that over here, you've still got the awesome Mickey and the Magician, the stage show that's running, so I'll go and watch that. I won't show any highlights from that this time because I've done it in various vlogs before, but there's lots of other stuff to see in this park, including the removal of an attraction, and work has now started on Marvel Land that's replacing the whole backlot section of Walt Disney Studios. So yeah, we'll head down there and look at all the construction. It's a park that's transitioning a lot at the moment into this huge masterpiece that it's going to be by 2025 with 3 new lands: Marvel Land, Frozen Land and Star Wars Land, and that's all going to be based around this wonderful lake that's going to be built towards the back of the park. But work is progressing on it, so let's head inside. I'm going to have a little look and see what work has took place so far on Marvel Land, because it's all very exciting. We now got some more details about what we can expect from it. welcome to Walt Disney Studios. Tell you what, you wouldn't think that it was chucking it down 10 minutes ago when I was on Big Thunder Mountain. But yeah, Studio 1, that's the first change. You notice how out the front you've got a wonderful marble photo opportunity. And Studio 1 scaffolding here. This was all covered up last time I was at the park. They've completely refurbished that. And it does look very nice actually. Really fresh up there. All the nice flowers down here next to the partner statue. All looks very nice. And then we turn the corner, and welcome to Construction Zone, the park. That's what I'm going to call it from now on. But on a serious note, we've got to have all these construction fences for this long-term gain for this park in terms of making it a full-day park, the true park that it should have been from the start, really. But yeah, Art of Animation just here, that's closed. That's going to become some sort of Frozen experience. In terms of what else is closed in this park, temporary closures anyway. Cars Race Rally, the little ride round here out the front of Crush's Coaster, that's shut for its full refurbishment, but it is going to be coming back. Along with that, Slinky Dog Zigzag Spin, that's closed at the moment. So yeah, there's a lot across both the parks. But there's a certain closure that I'm a bit more interested in that isn't coming back. And I had my last rides on Armageddon when I was here a couple of months ago, and now work has started to completely demolish that building. So let's go and have a walk down this way and have a look. Loads of different changes have been made here to the stage area for the Marvel superhero season. Got like another, whoa, love it. Yeah, the stage has become a lot bigger. Obviously because for this they're not running a nighttime spectacular in this park. They've made the stage a lot bigger, whereas if you'd had a stage like that before when it was Star Wars or at Christmas, it's going to cover up the view of the Hollywood Tower Hotel from standing down here when you're watching that. Loads of great photo opportunities around here, look at this. Much more to look at than with Star Wars.
What did I tell him? Oh, you know.
Stark Expo. God, this is very different, isn't it, around here? Yeah, that stage is absolutely huge, so it's still got all the Star Wars style back to it, but then they've added all this extra truss with a cover and lighting. Another Stark Expo little stage over there. Hulk. That's the beauty of having an annual pass though to this park. You get to come here and see all the changes what are going on. Amazing. Almost also point out Stitch Live, Disney Junior, they're now closed. Loads going on. Well, this is what I'm a bit more interested in. Armageddon is no more. Look at this. This feels very, very weird to see this. Now, I had seen photos of this prior to my visit today, but much like riding on Phantom Manor, videos don't do it justice and photos. It's nice to actually come and see it in person. But I'm very pleased to see what was really one of the worst Disney parks attractions closed. It's gone. Armageddon, that opening day attraction from 2002 of Walt Disney Studios, has now gone. And it was located within Studio 7, and they are currently still ripping everything out of the building before it gets completely demolished. What has gone though is pretty much everything from the outside. There was the big Armageddon sign that was on some truss along the front just there. There was also the vehicle that used to be out here as well, a photo opportunity, that's gone. And yeah, you got this big fence all the way down. But no, it's amazing to actually see that work has started. After all the rumours for so long about something happening in this park, it's great to see that it has now begun. So what's going to be happening to it? I have mentioned this in the weekly videos that I do here on the channel, but we now know a bit more information. It is going to become a Spider-Man attraction. The whole of Studio 7, that show building there, is going to be demolished, and a new show building is going to be going into this place with a new Spider-Man ride in there. We've seen all the concepts art for what this is going to look like all around here. This restaurant's going to be staying, but it's going to be rethemed. Same with the Blockbuster Cafe, that's going to be rethemed. But yeah, looking at this all along here, it shows how it's opened it up quite a lot, ready for this new attraction. In terms of what it's going to be very similar to Toy Story Mania, to some of the other Disney parks around the world. Obviously it's in Toy Story Land over at Walt Disney World in Hollywood Studios. So we're going to be seeing something similar to that, an interactive ride. However, we could be seeing it more up to date in terms of all the screens and technology, how it's put together. So I am looking forward to it. Anything's better than Armageddon. It just feels really weird seeing all this construction fence all the way down and that massive Armageddon sign. It's like this is the first time that anyone's ever seen it like this, because it was there from the park opening. It's always had a sign, it's always been open, and yeah, and it's now closed. I say it's always been open, other than when it had refurbishments over the years. But yeah, how weird just to see that there. Looks like someone's already been going at the building there, look. That's how I feel to Armageddon. Get it knocked down, get it gone. Now you might be thinking, what's happening down here in terms of Motors Action, Stunt Show Spectacular? Well, actually, it is still operating. We don't really know the future of that, to be honest, at the moment. It's still running, but you don't actually get to it from down here. They've put a new entrance in round the back, so we'll have a look at that at some point. But yeah, your only attraction down here now is Rock and Roller Coaster starring Aerosmith, and that's till September, and then this will also close, ready to be rethemed into a Marvel attraction, all based on Iron Man. So yeah, for now, all this is construction zone, the park, but come September, you won't be able to get anywhere down here. We'll have lost all of this area of Walt Disney Studios, and there'll be a big fence down the bottom there, I assume, that'll block everything off down here. All these restaurants and everything, it'll all be shut, ready for demolition and reconstruction, all to begin. But yeah, how amazing just to see it in person, blimey. Hopefully they put a bit more of a themed construction fence up when they move it further up there in September. I can see why they've not done loads on this at the moment. It's only going to be here for a few months until September, whereas when they put the one in at the top, it's going to be there for a couple of years until Marvel Land's complete in a few years' time. So yeah, exciting times. Comment down below, let me know your thoughts. But it just feels very weird to see this fence up, and Armageddon is no more. And in the next few weeks, that building is going to be coming down, ready to be replaced with a much larger show building. And I can't wait. I'm really excited for the future of this park.
Quelle distribution! Quel film!
I've just been to watch the absolutely awesome Mickey and the Magician. It's one of my favourite ever Disney stage shows. And like I said earlier in the vlog, I haven't put any highlights in this time because I did in my previous vlog when I was here a couple of months ago. So make sure you check that out if you've not seen it. Fantastic show, features all sorts of different characters in there from various different Disney films, such as Aladdin, Cinderella, Frozen. Honestly, it's really well put together. And if you do come here to Disneyland Paris, make sure you don't miss it. Anyway, I've had a bit of a fail whilst I was in that show. So I noticed a bit of a smudge on my glasses. So I was having a bit of a clean. I took them off. And then this whole side here decides to go and break off in my arm. So that's why I've now got some sellotape at the side just there. In case you're wondering, you might have saw it in that shot there and thought, what's happened to Sean's glasses? I've had to use some temporary sellotape and put them on there until I can find another solution. Hopefully I've brought my spare glasses with me and in the car. I'm not 100% too sure, so if not, I'm going to be like this for the rest of the trip, or I'll try and get some super glue or something. But there you go, these things happen, don't they? I've been away for what, nearly a week now, and yeah, this sort of thing has happened to me before. Should know better really, and carry a spare pair of glasses with me all the time, especially when you're going on lots of different rides. And I think as well, in terms of when I put the glasses strap on, you've seen my blue Cedar Point strap what I've got, that pulls on them a little bit when you're on the rides, so that's probably not helped, hence why that's came out, because it has happened before, and I managed to fix it, whereas this time it wasn't pushing back in. So there you are, a bit of a glasses update for you. Let's continue talking about the park. So I mentioned earlier on about Cars Race Rally. Here's all the fence all around the side, very nicely themed. And this is just giving you a bit of information about what's around here still. You can get down to Ratatouille, that's where I'm heading to next. Bit of Toy Story branding there is up there on one of the others as well. But yeah, it's time its refurbishment. Tell you what, that cloud doesn't look too good, does it, coming over? What a difference the weather is compared to 5 or 6 days ago when I kicked off this trip up in Belgium at Belwardy. Make sure you check out these vlogs. I will put them all in a playlist from this road trip. It's the biggest European road trip I've ever done this, before the biggest trip ever on theme park worldwide around America. Love it. But I can't believe my glasses, what a fail. Like, we're gonna have to just see what happens with that one. Anyway, back down here then to the lovely plaza outside Ratatouille, and this again looks very different compared to my last couple of visits. At Christmas, they put in all these different food stands down here, and then they decided to keep them. They've actually took them out then now, as we've got back towards the summer. They had them all here, like selling mulled wine and stuff, and they kept them throughout sort of February, March. I think that's when they took them out, just after. So yeah, like this has opened it all back up again down here. Really liked the food units though. I'm sure they'll come back during the Christmas event. And there's some lovely decorations down here during the festive season. If you look back to my vlog from when I was here in November 2018, yeah, there was all a seating area and everything down here.
I didn't think that was
Hein? Pour le repas idéal. Coq au vin? Non. A simple omelet? Too simple. What? Mais oui, that's it!
Footage there from Ratatouille The Adventure here in Walt Disney Studios. Gorgeous ride that is, so nicely put together. I actually went around twice on it as well, because that single rider queue, it just eats the queues. Even if you're in the standby queue, it moves pretty quick. And in that single rider, you're onto a winner. So if you don't mind sitting away from your friends or family when you do come here, or maybe you just want to do a quick re-ride on it, use that single rider queue because it's well worth it. The ride itself, I just love the build-up of layers in there. You know me, I'm not normally a massive fan of screen-based attractions, but with Ratatouille, they've got a lot of theming in there mixed with the screens, and there's some scenes that you really struggle to think, hang on a minute, is that theming or is that on a screen? Especially in my favourite scene in the ride, which is the big fridge what you go into, and it's really nice how you can just look up in there. It's a huge area, a massive show building with lots of scenes. I also really like the station and the offload area, to be honest. But yeah, the reason I had two rides as well, A, because the queue was short in single rider, and B, because the first time I went on, my ride vehicle was moving round fine, but it didn't do the tilting in front of the screens, so I thought, oh, I may as well go around and have another go. And you might have noticed on the footage actually, especially in that first major room with the screen, how it wasn't moving like side to side and up and down, it just stayed still. You probably noticed that in the footage, or especially if you're quite familiar with the ride and been on it a lot. But yeah, really good, very much enjoyed that. It's 3 o'clock then now, so the plan is I'm going to go and have a ride on the wonderful Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, one of my all-time favourite Disney rides, and then following on from that I'm going to watch this Marvel Superheroes United, which is this stunt show that I spoke about quite a lot. So we'll head over to the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, and we'll also have a look around there at any construction that's taking place, ready for Walt Disney Studios V2.
Dites adieu au monde réel. Pénétrer dans la 4e. Les tristes événements qui s'abattirent sur ce haut lieu d'Hollywood sont sur le point de se reproduire. Par une nuit d'orage il y a fort longtemps, 5 personnes passèrent les portes d'un ascenseur pour vivre un cauchemar. L'orage est maintenant de retour et les portes s'entr'ouvrent à nouveau. Mais cette fois-ci, elles s'ouvrent pour vous.
Woo! Hey! Here we go! There she is, the beautiful Twilight Zone Tower of Terror in the Hollywood Tower Hotel. But yeah, we've got a bit of street theatre going on here. Let's have a little look at this. Well, more about Tower of Terror in a moment because all the scaffolding's down, so we'll have a more detailed look at it. But yeah, I saw this. It's brand new, bit of street entertainment that's only started the other week. I saw this on one of the fan pages for Disneyland Paris. And yeah, this looks really quite cool. Bit of Hollywood-inspired street theatre. Really like the idea of this. We've got a couple of performers out here interacting with guests and taking photos. So that's really quite cool. There we are. It's got an Oscar. Yeah, it's like he's making a movie. He's got like a director's chair over there. Had like a camera just as well when I walked over. But yeah, quite interesting. I've seen they actually bring out a vehicle. Remember the old Stars and Cars parade? I think it was called, that used to run here through the studios. They actually have a car what they've been bringing out sometimes as well. So this is at random times. You just got to catch it. It's not on the show schedule. So I'm quite glad that I've got to see a bit of this. Hopefully this is a sign of things to come. Oh. Yeah, oh, you're getting people involved. Yeah. It's great. This is what the park needs though, more street theatre. Same over in Disneyland Park next door as well. A bit more live music, a bit more street theatre. It's always a positive move. But yeah, like I say, you just got to catch that at the right time because they've got another vehicle that they do bring out at some point. So yeah, maybe just because it was chucking it down again, just they've not brought it out. But yes, let's have a little look then around here. So not the only change is the scaffolding coming down on the facade. There's also another change around here because we've got the new entrance, or should we say the temporary entrance? I don't really know. I say temporary, it's going to be like this at least a couple of years. It's a Motors Action Stunt Show Spectacular. But yeah, look at that facade. All the scaffolding's down now. They've done all the work on it. Looks really good. Very nice and fresh. So it's a shame the keyboard out the front is broke at the moment. Hopefully they'll sort that out. Seems like it's a bit of a system failure because all the ones here on the Fast Pass ticket signs are broke as well. Wait time in minutes, it's INS at the moment. Fast Pass. God, it's very busy around here as Motors Action's just finished, I think. Oh yeah, there we go. So we've got this little sign which is new out the front just here. And there's an even bigger sign up here, I believe, just on the right hand side. Let's go and have a look at this. Oh, I do love the cast member uniform for Tower of Terror. That's like my dream job, working on there. If I could work on one ride at a Disney park, it'd have to be Tower of Terror. Yeah, here it is. So this sign's new. And this is the entrance just down here where these barriers are. So yeah, this path was here before. You could just walk round towards Backlot around there, and you can still get to the show that way, but that's now the official entrance. And obviously you'd walk up there and straight into the side of the theatre. Well, there we go, bit of an update for you. All this is going to be changing though very soon, and I'm glad of all this part changing, to be honest, because you look at the back of these facades here, they don't look great at all, do they? I know it's a movie style park and it's all about showing you behind the scenes, but they are moving away from that now and more into the immersive experiences. So as that happens, I'll be quite glad to see the back of some of these either themed up or removed. Definitely. People are already making their way in to the Studio Theatre, ready for Marvel Superheroes United. Really want to get a good spot for this, quite close to the front ideally, so I'm glad that I've got here early. There's already, what, about 50, 60 people over there? Maybe a few more, so I'm going to get in there shortly. But yeah, this show launched last year here at Disneyland Paris, and it looks absolutely incredible from videos that I've seen. It's about a 20-25 minute show, but it's action-packed, full of loads of technology, projection mapping, there's drones in this show, there's even a car what goes flying across the stage. It looks absolutely amazing. It's one of them shows, again, just from seeing videos online, that it looks like it'll be even better in person. Videos don't really do this sort of show justice, to be honest. However, I am allowed to film it, so I'm going to give you some highlights over the next few minutes. This looks incredible, my sort of show, so I'm really looking forward to this one here in the Studio Theatre. Just one more thing before we go in. It actually tends to get cancelled quite a lot, this show. Mainly last year. year. I think they fixed a lot of the issues, but there's that much tech inside this show that it was going wrong a lot last year. I remember a lot of friends coming here and other fans of Disneyland Paris saying, oh, it's closed again, the show's been cancelled due to technical issues. So that's a good sign in terms of how good the effects are in it. I'm looking forward to it, but as long as this show goes ahead anyway. But yeah, I'm going to head into the Studio Theatre, and coming up over the next few minutes, highlights from Marvel Superheroes United. Let's go.
What in your bag?
Imagine a world where superheroes are not heroic anymore, where they are busier fighting each other than protecting humanity.
Qu'avez-vous trouvé? Whoa, Tony, qu'est-ce qui vous prend?
What's wrong with me, Cap? I think I've never really liked you, old man.
Yes, that's correct. And now there's no one to stop me from gathering all the Infinity Stones.
Using the Mind Stone to manipulate us.
La pierre de l'esprit. Je comprends mieux pourquoi il ne pouvait pas résister. Il suffisait que l'objet volant s'approche d'eux pour qu'il soit sous son influence.
Meet the Mind Stone Intensifier.
C'est quoi ce truc?
Manor? I believe it's a giant version of the device that drove you mad. Once Nebula completes its activation, no one will be able to resist Thanos' dominion over the planet.
Nebula contrôle le vaisseau avec cette console. Il faut la neutraliser.
Oui, avant qu'elle n'active la pierre de l'esprit, où l'humanité tout entière sera sous l'emprise de Thanos. Avengers, assemble!
Was absolutely incredible. It's actually just took me the time from walking over from Walt Disney Studios back here into Disneyland Park just to process that in my mind and think about everything that I've just seen, and that's why I put so many highlights in the video there. I say highlights, loads of the show went in it because it was worth it. That was so well put together, and before going in I said, oh, you know, I think it's going to be really good, but honestly videos do not do that justice. I tried to capture it the best I could, sitting really near to the front, but you just feel so involved. And that's mainly due to how the venue's designed with quite a low stage area, so no matter where you sat, you're sort of straight involved in it all. I mean, if you are close to the front, it's even better for that. However, even a bit further back, I can imagine you'd be really involved in it. Also, you've got projections all on the roof, on the walls, on the floor, and there's just so much tech involved. You've got the drones, the flying car. Honestly, that was brilliant. You saw the highlights of it there, and I don't need to go over everything. You saw what happened, and it was amazing. One thing I just want to point out is that amazing use of the projections. Like, they move like boxes and things, and they'd like turn into different things because they were projecting onto them. And the screen quality is amazing. I mean, you'd think that Hulk was actually standing there in front of you with how it was put together. Honestly, brilliant. The best screens, the best projection use I've ever seen that. I mean, Disney have always been the kings when it comes to projection mapping, from when they started doing it on the castle quite a few years back now. But yeah, as they've got better and better over time, the quality of it's getting even more amazing, and it's just getting you even more immersed in it. All the drones and stuff, I mean, we know that Disney are starting to use more drones and things, and with that, it was a clear use of, there was a few at the start, and as the show progressed, more and more came into it. But the story was great. It didn't go on for too long either. It was all action-packed. It was about 20-25 minutes. It was an action-packed show, so much going on, and my jaw was just like throughout, to be honest. I'm sure at some points in the videos that are filmed there, you'll hear me gasp and just go, because that's how I felt watching it. Absolutely brilliant. But like I say, I've come back over to Disneyland Park now, where I'm going to watch Disney Stars on parade. I'm not going to be putting that in today's vlog, but yeah, I am going to share a bit of Disney Illuminations in this later on tonight. However, I'm going to go and do a few rides and watch the parade, and yeah, I'll share some more ride footage later on. I'm going to wait for the sun to go down a bit, do a few sort of sunset rides, especially with it being quite a nice day now, and get some more footage for you all here from in Disneyland Park. So I'll watch the parade, and I'll see you all a little bit later. We're very lucky to have such a gorgeous castle here at Disneyland Paris, aren't we? It's absolutely stunning. All the details on there, and this is the best time of the day when the sun's shining right on the front of it, for taking those photos, getting them selfies when you come here to Disneyland Paris. Anyway, if we didn't see enough construction walls over in Walt Disney Studios, we've got some more to look at over here in Disneyland Park. Here we go. So I mentioned back at the start of the vlog how Buzz Lightyear Laser Blast is closed. It's not closed for a long time, but just having its refurbishment to keep it nice and fresh. And also on this side, more construction walls and that massive tarpaulin with Autopia's station and all queue line behind that. Autopia was shut last time I was here as part of its ongoing renovation, with this one's taking a little bit longer. So hopefully this will be sorted soon. I mean, I'm looking forward to riding this again. I miss it, especially at night, all the lights and stuff. I mean, this area looks amazing lit up in the dark. It's probably my favourite area at night, actually, at Disneyland Paris. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to head round towards Star Wars Hyperspace Mountain. However, it looks like that could be down as well from looking out at the front. Oh dear. Not much to see then over here in Discoveryland. Yeah, that's down. Look at that. Looks like it's been down for a while as well. Nobody over there in the queue line, and don't think the station's got any activity over there either. Oh dear. So it leaves Discoveryland with a couple of attractions. All you've got is Mickey's Philomagic around the back, and Star Tours down here. I think Star Tours is open, so I'll probably go and have a ride on there whilst I'm down here. Oh, it's probably worth getting one of these fast passes for later though. Whilst I'm here, may as well pick one up. It's gorgeous, isn't it, this? I mean, you know my thoughts on it. I really hope that they drop the Star Wars overlay soon, but I'm sure it'll come in time. You just gotta wait for these things. Just had a fantastic ride on Star Tours over in Discoveryland. The great thing about that ride, ever since it got refurbished a few years ago, is the fact that it's got various different videos that play on it, so it makes it really re-rideable. I was never a massive Star Tours fan until they did the upgrade, and I really do like Star Tours The Adventures Continue. Like I say, it's so re-rideable now with all the different videos on there. But yeah, I've made my way back over to Adventureland, going to do a couple of re-rides on Pirates of the Caribbean, and then head into Frontierland and do a couple of re-rides on Phantom Manor. Just waiting for that sun to go down. I must say, considering the park's open until 11 o'clock, it's really quite quiet. I mean, after the parade, it's really filtered out. It's about 7:30 now. So yeah, I'm going to do a few re-rides, wait for that sun to go down, and head to a couple of the rides that I really like to do at night. One of those is Indiana Jones, that's here in Adventureland. That's just a great nighttime ride, all the fire effects, and just something about that coaster at night that I really enjoy. And then along with that, maybe try and do a couple more rides in the park, over in Fantasyland maybe at night. They tend to quieten down a little bit, and we'll go from there. We are going to do Pirates and Phantom Manor again, and I'll see you when the sun starts to set. Or it'll rain again, but we'll see. After a couple of rides on Pirates of the Caribbean and Phantom Manor, I've made my way back over into Discoveryland because it's back open. It's time for a ride on Hyperspace Mountain. Let's blast into our evening rides here before heading around some of the other areas of the park. Like I say, Indiana Jones is a good one to do at night. I know the coaster's nothing special, but it's just something about the atmosphere of Adventureland that I really like on an evening. But yes, come on for the ride. Let's go on Hyperspace Mountain.
Destroyer stellaire près de Jakku.
Footage there from Hyperspace Mountain. You can't really see much on the POV there, hence why I only showed you a little bit of it. But there is a lot going on in there in terms of special effects. And as much as I'm not a massive fan of the Star Wars overlay, I'd much rather it go back to the whole Jules Verne style that it originally opened as, or Mission 2 at least. However, there's a lot going on in that ride in terms of projections all the way around. My favourite effect in there is like the tunnel what you go through with all the blue lights, and you've got like a strobe at the end that just blinds you as you go through. That I really quite like that effect, and then you hit into the brake run. But yeah, it's still a fantastic ride, as much as I don't like the overlay as such. It's all the music and everything on there. You know, it's one of them, isn't it? It's hit and miss. I'm not a big Star Wars fan. I prefer the other versions, but it's still a great ride, and it's action-packed, isn't it? Anyway, I've not really done that many attractions today, to be honest. So I'm going to do a couple of bits here in Fantasyland. Have another ride on Big Thunder Mountain, hopefully a bit drier this time. And then I'm going to share some highlights in the vlog from Disney Illuminations. So that's coming up in the next few minutes. I didn't really want to do loads of attractions today as such. I could have done because it's not actually been as busy as what I was expecting. And now this evening, it's gone really quite quiet. Most rides are walk-on. Hyperspace was only 10 minutes when I was over there, so can't complain. Today it's been about seeing some of the new stuff, watching the show over there that I really enjoyed. And yeah, just giving you a bit of an update as to the construction work, what's going on, and also ride refurbishments, such as Dumbo that we saw earlier. Right, let's go on the teacups. Nice relaxing ride there on the Mad Hatter's Tea Party. Anyway, I've made it over to Indiana Jones and the Temple of Peril. It's on a 5-minute wait for this evening ride. The sun's going down. I just really like this area of Disneyland Park at night. I mean, all the areas in this park I love, but this part of Adventureland over here with the fire effects and just the way it's subtly lit, I do really like it. Oh yes, let's go for a ride. 5 minutes. The good thing is as well, there is also a single rider queue. I mean, I doubt it's open now. We're just to the left of the entrance, there we go. There is now a single rider queue just over there. So if you do see that gate open at some point, obviously you can make use of the single rider, which is good. That's new for 2019, that is. Well, there we go, right, let's go for a ride on Indiana Jones and the Temple of Peril. Top of the lift hill. Indiana Jones. Whee! Woo! Oh, nice sunset over there. Whee! Here we go, get ready for the loop. Down we go, intense ride. Whee! Bit of pop of air time. Whee! Indy! Oh, bit of sharp braking there. Look at that absolutely gorgeous sky above Sleeping Beauty Castle here at Disneyland Paris. What a day it's been, and it's time to end it with Disney Illuminations. After that ride I had on Indiana Jones, went over to Frontierland, had another ride on Phantom Manor, of course, and also did Big Thunder Mountain as well. But yes, here I am on Main Street. All the lights are on, it looks absolutely wonderful, doesn't it? Always very pretty down here at night. And yes, I'm going to move a bit further forward off Main Street and onto Central Plaza. And over the next few minutes, here's some highlights from Disney Illuminations.
This is your invitation to dream.
In the famous words of Walt Disney himself, a kiss goodnight to end the day here from Disneyland Paris. And what a day it's been. I'll share my highlight in just a moment. I won't go on for too long. I've got to say my one massive highlight from today has of course been getting on Phantom Manor. I love what the team at Walt Disney Imagineering have done with that ride in terms of the whole storyline, and I spoke all about it earlier on. I love it. I've had like 5 rides on it today, which is fantastic. Along with that, my other highlight, I've got to say, was the Marvel superhero stunt show that I saw in Walt Walt Disney Studios. That was brilliant, really impressive, modern show, and I hope to see more use of that technology around other Disney parks around the world. But there we go, thank you very much for joining me. A bit of highlights there from Disney Illuminations. Not my favourite ever nighttime spectacular. However, Disney Dreams was seen last week by a hotel guest up here in the Disneyland Hotel. In the middle of the night, they were testing Disney Dreams. So is that a sign? Is he coming back? I hope so. If so, I'll be here on the first night of that. As long as I've got nothing else, I'll know all the trips booked. I'll be straight back here for Disney Dreams, as I loved that show. And from me, Sean Sandbrook, that means it's time to cue those credits. See you all tomorrow.